Hi guys, in this video I will be discussing the IMC 2019 Grade 3 section, and also thanks to IMC for giving us this material. So question number 1, how much does one puppy weigh? So we see that there are 3 puppies, 3P, I'll scale right here. And then there is plus 2. And we have 1 puppy, 1P, which is actually just P. That's what I'm going to write. P. So plus 20, which is basically 2 plus 18. So now we know it's like this. So what we can do now is we can subtract 20 and 2, and we would get 18. So I'm going to erase all of this and then rewrite it as 3P on the scale is equal to P plus 18. And now, since we have it like this, we can subtract 3 puppies and 1 puppy, and we would get 2 puppies. Because remember, even if there's a variable and there's no number in front of it, there's still a 1. It's just invisible. So when you subtract those, we get 2 puppies. So that's 2 puppies equals 18. And then we bring 2 to this side, and that's 18 by 2. And we get 9. So 9 would be our answer. Okay, moving on to number 2. What number is covered? So let's just write down the equation. So first is x plus, not plus. X minus 80 equals 180. And so, now that we have it like this, since this 80 right here is negative 80, and we send it to the other side, it becomes positive 80. Because whenever we send something to the other side, it becomes the opposite operation. So I'm going to rewrite this problem as x equals 180 plus 80, which is also equal to x equals 260. So 260 would be our answer. Okay, we can move on to the next question. Okay, John and Mary are building towers of Lego bricks. John used fewer than 18 bricks for his tower. Mary used twice as many bricks as John. What is the greatest number of bricks Mary could have used? Okay, John and Mary are building towers out of Lego bricks. John used fewer than 18. So we know that J for John equals less than 18. Okay, so now that we know that Mary used twice as many as John, so that's 2J. And now that we have this information, it says, what is the greatest number of bricks Mary could have used? And so, what is the greatest number of bricks Mary could have used? So if we want the greatest number of bricks Mary could have used, then we need the biggest number of bricks John could have used. And the biggest number that is less than 18 is 17. And now we do 2 times 17, and we get, pretty easy, we have 34. So 34 would be our answer. Moving on to number 4. Yesterday, Peter the rabbit picked 84 carrots from his garden and ate one-fourth of them. One-fourth of them. Today he ate 12 carrots. How many carrots are left? So first we would want to know what is one-fourth of 84. So that basically means 84 times 1/4. And instead of doing it like this, what you could actually do is you could just do 84 by 4. Because that's the same thing. So you take out 4. So 84 by 4. So 8 goes out, 4 goes out with the 8 goes out with the 4 with a 2. So we have 2. And then we have 0 remainder. And then 4 goes out with the 4 with a 1. And so we can take out 4 with a 21. So 21 would be our answer. Moving on to number 5. Let me just scroll down. Okay. What is the smallest possible 3-digit number whose sum of digits is equal to 10? So it says, what is the smallest possible? And it has to be equal to 10. So I'm going to draw a diagram here. So we have hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm going to draw some dots. Okay, so these dots represent what is big and what is small. So we see that the O, which means ones, is the smallest. So we would make this ones as small as possible. Well, we would not really need to care about what number this ones would be. And then our tens is greater than the ones. And so we would make that small. And our 100 is the greatest. So we would make that super small. So we would make our hundreds 1, 0, 9. And if you add these, you get 10. But why can't it be 1, 0, 1, 9? Well, this is because this is not a 3-digit number. This is only a 2-digit number. So the answer is 109. Number 6. Andrew walks from his house to Becky. Andrew walks from his house to Becky's house, which is 150 meters away. Then they walk together to pick up Charles at his house. Lastly, the 3 friends walk to the ice cream shop. If Andrew walked 650 meters in all, how far is Becky's house from Charles' house? Okay, so I'm just gonna draw a rectangle to make it a little more understandable. So Andrew's to Becky's is 150. Andrew, Becky. This is Charles. And then this is like ice cream shop. Okay, so we know that this is 150. And since this is a rectangle, we also know that this is also 150. And then when we add 150 plus 150, we get 300. So he already walked 300. And we know that Andrew walked, what is it? Yes, 650 meters in all. So 650 minus 300. This is equal to 350. So we have 350. And so this is what is left. This is not the answer. This is what is left. So I'm just going to draw the rectangle again. So we know that this is 150 and this is 150. But we have 350 left over. And those have to be, and 350 has to be distributed with these two sides. And 350 by 2, let's solve that. 2 goes out with a 3 with a 1, and then there's a 15 left. 150 left actually. So we would get a 70, and we would turn the 0 into a 5. And when you add these, you would get 350. So each side would be 175. So the answer to the problem is 175. So number 7, I'm going to scroll down here. A monkey lives on a banana farm where A monkey lives on a banana farm where the trees are 3 meters apart. Sitting on his favorite tree, he eats 8 bananas, then jumps to the next tree. On each new tree, the monkey eats 1 less banana than she did on the previous tree. She stops to nap on the tree where she ate only 1 banana. What is the total distance jumped by the monkey? So I'm going to draw a little diagram here. So this is going to be her 8 tree. This is going to be her 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now that we have our trees, they're 3 meters apart. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 times 3 is 21. And it says she stopped to nap on the tree when she only ate 1 banana. What is the total distance jumped by the monkey? The answer would be 21. Okay, number 8. The 3 little pigs are building a new brick house to hide from the big bad wolf. First, Oinky Pig bought 48 bricks, which is 2/3 of the total bricks they needed. So first we would write this down. So 2/3 of x equals 48. And then Pinky Pig brought half of the rest of the bricks they needed. How many bricks did Squeaky Pig bring? So what we would do first is we would cross multiply. So we know that x is equal to 48 times 3 because you're sending 3 to this side. And since 3 is in division, it will turn into multiplication. And so 48 times 3 divided by 2, because 2 is in multiplication of x, and then when you bring it to the other side, it turns into division. So first we would find out 48 times 3, which is 144. And then 144 divided by 2 is 72. And so I'm going to erase all of this. X is equal to 72. But 72 is not our answer. X is basically the total number of bricks. So we know that the total number of bricks is 72. So we also know that Pinky Pig bought half of the bricks they needed. So we wouldn't just do 72 divided by 2, because 72 is not the rest they needed. 72 is the total they need. But if you want to see the rest, we have to subtract it from 48. And so 8 minus 2, which is 6. Yeah. And then 6 plus 4 equals 10. So 4 right here. And 7 minus 4 is 3, but since we borrowed, we have to put 2. So that's 24. And so we know that we need 24 more by 2 to figure out how much Pinky Pig bought. Because Pinky Pig got half of how much they needed. This would be 12. So we have 12. So Pinky Pig bought 12. But we have to figure out how much Squeaky Pig, which is the third pig, bought. So we would do 48 plus 12, and we would get 70. Wait, no, that's 60. Whoops. Because this is 5. Yeah, that's 60. And then 60 plus 12 equals 72. So 12 would be our answer. Moving on to number 9. The figure is made of 5 equal squares. The perimeter of one figure is 72. What is the area of one square? So let me draw this figure to make it more understandable. So. Okay. So we know that the perimeter of one square is 72. So we would do 72 by 4. And then 4 goes out with the 7 with 1. And then there's a 12 left. Wait, no, there's a 32 left. And then that would be an 8. So, yeah, 18. So each side is 18. So that's, let me draw the figure again. When you're in the contest, don't draw the figure. I'm just doing this to make it more understandable. So it's 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18. And if you don't draw the figure, you cannot do this like this. What you would have to do is you would have to count the figure. So if we draw the figure, we have to count the sides. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. Not the insides, the outsides. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 times 18. And if you know the trick, then you would get this easily. But if you don't know the times 11 trick, I'm going to tell you it right now. So 18 times 11. So the answer would be 198. The trick is, whenever you have your number times 11, you would just add up these two numbers. And then you would get 9, right? Because 1 plus 8 equals 9. You would just put the digit in the middle, and then you get 198. So 198 would be the answer for number 9. Okay, so number 10. Jack's favorite number is 836. Jill subtracts a secret number from 836, and her answer is the smallest possible condition of all the digits from Jack's favorite number. What is the secret number? Okay. So it says Jack's favorite number is 836. So we'll do 836. Let's just write down 836. And then Jill subtracts her secret number from 836. So that means that 836 minus x equals some number. But we're not going to put x as our sum number this time, because we kind of know that number already. So let me just write down. Okay, so 836 minus x equals the smallest possible number from these three digits, which is 368. So now that it's like this, we could just do 836 minus 368, and 8 minus 6 is 2, and then 2 plus 8 equals 10. So 8 is right here, and then 6 minus 3 equals 3, and then 3 plus 7 equals 10. But we're not going to put 7 right here. We're going to put 6 because we borrowed from here. So, yeah. And then we have 8 minus 3, which is 5, minus 1 because we borrowed from here. 4. 468 is the secret number. So the answer to 10 is 468. Okay, so moving on to number 11. Oops. Okay. Alice and Bob were digging for dinosaur eggs. By the end of the day, they found a total of 104 eggs. So we can just write this down, that A plus B equals 104. I put A for Alice and B for Bob. Okay. So now that we have that, we will do by the end. Alice found 22 more eggs than Bob. So we can simplify Alice to 22 plus B equals 104. And so this is actually Alice. This this like boxed thing kind of is Alice. And then this plus B is just plus B, because that was the normal one. And then, yeah. So now you could simplify all of this into 22 plus 2B. Because there are 2 times B. So it's 2B. Equals 104. So now you'd send 22 to this side. But you don't know, well, what's the operation going to be? Well, it's going to be subtraction. Because right here, even though there's no sign before 22, it's just a plus. Because even though there's no sign before the number, it's always plus. But the opposite operation of plus is minus. So you do 104 minus 22. And you get 2, and then 2 minus 0 is 2. And 2 plus 8 is 10. And so 8 would be your answer right here. And you don't need to borrow, because you didn't borrow from here. So 82. We know that. So our answer is not 82. Our answer for 2B is 82. But 82 is not the answer for the question. So now we would just be finding B, which is Bob. So 2 goes here, and then we know that B equals 82 divided by 2, which is equal to 41. And let's see the question. How many dinosaur eggs did Alice dig up? Not Bob. We don't need Bob. Well, we actually do. Because Bob... So Alice found 22 more eggs than Bob. So if we found Bob, we could just do Bob's number plus 22, and we would get Alice. So that means that B, which is Bob, equals 41. And 41 plus 22 equals 63. So Alice equals 63. So the answer for number 11 is 63. Okay, so a princess wants to tile her bedroom floor with squares. Her bedroom floor is 15 feet long and 10 feet wide. So I'm going to draw something pretty similar. So this. And it says 10 feet long. No, 15 feet long and 10 feet wide. So, yeah, 15 feet long, 10 feet wide. And so now that we have it like that, what we can do is with the square sides are all 1 feet long. So the area of one square is 1. Is 1. And so, now that we know the area of one square, what we would do is we would figure out the area of the rectangle, which would be 15 times 10, which is 150. And then the area of the square is 1. We already know that. So yeah, what we would do is we would just do 150 divided by 1 to see how many squares would fit in. But that's actually useless because it's just 150. So we would need 150 squares to fit in her room. But she's not asking for how many squares. She's asking for how many striped rectangles. I mean, not rectangles, triangles. They're asking for how many striped triangles. And so there are 4 total triangles in a square, but there are 2 striped and there are 2 solid. And so what we can do is we can just do 150 divided by 2, and we would get 150 times 2. Because if we did divided by 2, then that means that a triangle is 2 squares, which does not really make sense. So yeah, we would do 150 times 2, which would get us 300. And so 300 would be our answer. Moving on to question number 13. In a school, 1/3 of all 240 students play soccer. 44 students play both soccer and basketball. And 60 students do not play any of these games. How many students play only basketball? So we have 1/3 of all students play soccer. So that's 1/3 of 240 equals 80. So 80 plus 44. No. 80 plus 60 plus B minus 44. Oh yeah, I don't have enough space. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to clear this stuff. And I'm going to write it all over again. Put a little smaller. So it's 80 plus 4 plus 60 plus B, which is basketball, minus 44. And this stuff equals to 240. How do we know that it's equal to 240? Well, we know that it's equal to 240 because it says of all. So that means the total is 240. And 1/3 of them is the ones that play soccer. So we know that 240 is the total. And so what we can do is we can just send this negative 44 into the side, and that means that 80 plus 60 plus B equals 284. Because it became positive and then we added. And then we can send the positive 60 to the side, and then that means that 80 plus B equals 284 minus 60, which is 224. And then we can send this positive 80 to the side, and then we know that B equals 224 minus 80. And then this would be 4, and then, this would be 4, and then this would be a 1. So that's 144 minus 44, 100. So 100 would be our answer. And if you wonder why we're doing minus 44 again, well, that is because, see, 44 students play both soccer and basketball, and it asks for only basketball. And so the answer would be 100. Because 144 minus 100 equals, 100. 144 minus 44 equals 100. Not 144 minus 100. It's 144 minus 44, which equals 100. So I'm just going to clear all of those drawings because you can still see them. Chelsea. Yes.
Okay, so an equal number of giants and trolls go on a cruise. On each ship there are 36 giants or 81 trolls. What is the smallest number of ships? So this is actually really easy. What we would use is we would use ratios. So 36, oh, whoops, that's bad handwriting. So that's 36 east 81. And then we can simplify this into 4, 9. And then we can add these and we got 13. So the answer is 13. Yeah, that easy. So yeah guys, that was the end of the video. See you in the next video. Bye!